All right. Welcome everybody to our PACAC Virtual College Exploration. My name is Susan. I am a PACAC volunteer here to facilitate the session about the University of Tampa. I have a few housekeeping items to go over with you today. The first thing is, if you have a question, you can type it in the Q&A box that you'll find at the bottom of your screen. You will not see the question. However, our presenter will see that question. She will answer it live if time permits, or she will receive a list of your questions and will respond via email if we are short on time. Your camera and microphone are off for the duration of this presentation, so you can only contact the presenter via the Q&A box. There are great sessions taking place throughout the next coming weeks. If you're interested in signing up for more sessions, go to pacac.org/virtual for a complete list. This recording will become available within a week, so you'll be able to catch up and review it at a later date or share it with your friends. So without further ado, I am going to turn this over to Maxie Liu at the University of Tampa.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm excited to get started. I'm just going to share my screen. So hopefully everyone could see my PowerPoint at this point in time. This presentation should be about 30-ish minutes, so we should have some time left over, and I will get to your questions at the end of presentation today. So we always start off with this slide just because we get students from all over the country and all over the world. So we always like to point out that we are located on the west coast of Florida. We're about an hour and 20 minutes from Orlando and about 4-ish hours to Miami. It just depends on how traffic is for that day. Tampa Bay area, you're also going to hear this a lot. It consists of 3 major cities. Again, Tampa is indicated where that red arrow is, and then we do have St. Petersburg and Clearwater to our left. They're both about 25 to 30-minute drive away from UT's campus, and those are where the really great beaches are. So all the beaches that you see like on the walls of the airport, or maybe on a commercial when you're watching TV, that's either going to be St. Pete or Clearwater Beach. We do have beaches in Tampa Bay beaches. They're about 10 minutes off of campus, but all the really great ones are kind of worth the extra 10 to 15-minute drive. And then this is Clearwater Beach. This was the #1 rated beach according to TripAdvisor in 2019. I believe St. Pete Beach, though, is now above it and kind of beat it out. They usually do stay on the top 5, but flip-flop every single year. So we do have a beach club for transportation. But if you do like spending time in the sun, it's definitely a good place for you to be. And then sports and events, we have a lot going on within the city of Tampa. We have the Bucks, our football team, the Lightning, our hockey team. You could actually walk to their stadium, Amalie Arena, using the Riverwalk, which is this picture right here. It's about a 15-minute walk from campus. It's a really pretty walk, and they usually do have student rush tickets for Lightning games. We have the Rays, our baseball team. They're currently located in St. Petersburg. Then Curtis Hickson Waterfront Park is right downtown, and that's where all of our fun city events happen. So there's free yoga there. On every Sundays. There is a mac and cheese festival once a year. They usually put up an ice skating rink during like the holiday season. So just all the fun city events happen in Curtis Hickson, and that's about a 5-minute walk from campus. So just some basics about UT. We are a private university, which means there is no difference in in versus out-of-state tuition. We also are a medium-sized school, so we have about 9,600 students total. About 1,000 of those students are graduate students. We are a non-denominational school, which means we're not religiously affiliated in any way, shape, or form. And we are a liberal arts school, which means you are required to take a certain amount of courses outside of your chosen major in order to graduate. Our average student comes in with about a 3.45 unweighted GPA. We also like to describe our campus as urban, but you still do have that campus bubble feel. We have a full 110-acre campus, even though we are located right downtown. So you really do get the best of both worlds. You have a traditional college campus setup, but all of the perks of downtown urban living. Then we also like to say that we have students from Massachusetts to Madagascar. We have all 50 states represented on campus, including Alaska and Hawaii, and currently over 132 different countries represented as well. Broken down, about 70% of our students come from out of state, about 20% come from Florida, about 10% are international. We like to describe our students as people that are metropolitan, active, and independent. Metropolitan because even though it might not feel like it, we still are located in a downtown urban environment. Active because we have over 200 clubs and organizations on UT's campus, and we really encourage our students to get out there and get involved. Then independent just because our average student comes from about 900 miles away from home, which is a pretty big distance. So you have to be at least a little bit independent to enjoy your time at UT. Then into our academics, our average class size is only 22 students. Our exact ratio is 1 faculty member to 17 students. Then 90% of our faculty have their PhD or their terminal degree. If you look to the bottom left-hand side of the slide, you're going to see some accreditations listed. I always say ut.edu, our website, is the best resource for you. Type in your prospective major and see what it is accredited under. The biggest one to point out that's listed here, though, is AACSB. That's the highest business accreditation any business school in the world could achieve. Less than 5% of universities globally actually have this business accreditation, so we're really proud of that. On the opposite spectrum, we also are a NASAD accredited school, which is the highest fine arts degree any school can achieve as well. And so if you've ever heard of Rhode Island School of Design, same PAR, same accreditation as that. So we really do have a well-rounded group of students at UT. Then applying to UT, you could do this 3 different ways. 1 is through our own application on our website, 2 is through the common application, and 3 is through the Coalition for Colleges application. The unique thing about the coalition is that we have to be invited to be a part of it. It means that we represent the top 5% of universities in the United States. It means that students are graduating from UT on time with less loan debt than they are from other schools. It means that we have a very diverse student body. We do not value one application over the other. Whatever is easiest for the student, we will evaluate you the same exact way. So the Baccalaureate Experience, this is what we call our core liberal arts curriculum. It is nice though because it does give you the ability to maybe take classes in something that you're interested in but you don't want to make a career out of. For me, I was kind of interested in script writing. I was a new media production undergraduate when I went to UT. They weren't required for my major, those classes, but I took a couple of those classes of script writing classes, and they knocked out all my writing intensive credits. And I did get to take a class that I enjoyed and I was genuinely interested in, and it counted towards my graduation requirements. So our honors program, you do not have to apply for this separately. You're automatically considered when you do apply to UT. As long as you have at least a 3.7 unweighted GPA or a 3.5 unweighted GPA with AP, IB, ACE, or dual enrollment credits, you'll be automatically accepted into our honors program. Some cool perks is we send 3 students every single semester to study abroad at Oxford. Oxford's the 3rd most expensive university in the world right now. You pay UT's tuition, we cover the rest. So that really is a once in a lifetime thing. We have a bunch of different research fellowships, and then our honors courses tend to be even smaller than our average class size. Find your passion. We do have over 200 different areas of study, but we do not make you declare your major until 2nd semester of your sophomore year. So you have 3 full semesters on campus before you do have to declare. And if you do change your mind after that, that's totally fine. You're more than welcome to do so. And then learning by doing, just some examples of this. This is our innovation and collaboration building. We're kind of known for learning by doing, so I'm going to launch into a bunch of examples, but this building is important for a couple of reasons. 1, this is where our entrepreneurship center is. So these 3 photos, I think you could see my mouse, is of our entrepreneurship center. And if you notice, this is a pitch room. So if you've ever seen Shark Tank, it's exactly like that. We have a pitch day every single semester where students are pitching their ideas and their businesses to investors within the Tampa Bay area. We also have our cybersecurity suites and labs in this building, and then Starbucks is in this building as well. And then this is our marine science field station. It's located about 15 minutes off of campus. You will get transported there and back when you do have a course there. UT owns a bunch of different research vessels or boats. So you could be out on those boats during class time, say collecting water samples, and instead of bringing everything back to campus, you literally just hop off the boat, walk down the dock, and that's where your lab is. And there is a wet and a dry lab inside. On the other side of the slide is of our nursing program. We do have the #1 nursing program in the state of Florida, but it is not a direct admit program. You do apply to UT as pre-nursing and then apply to the nursing program in the fall of your sophomore year. And we did just update all of their facilities. So they have a brand new 6-story, 90,000 square foot building with brand new state-of-the-art classrooms and labs. We did start a PA program as well. And then into a whole hodgepodge of things here. This top photo on the left is of our financial trading center. So all the computers in there are hooked up to the New York Stock Exchange. Nothing is a simulation. So you're working with real money in real time, investing in real companies. Below that is our graphic design fab lab. All of those brick type white looking clunky things that you see on the counter, those are all different types of 3D printers, and as you can see, they go as far back as the eye can see. So if you do ever need to 3D print anything, that's where you're going to go, and it's open for all students, not just graphic design majors. We have a bunch of music recording studios scattered across campus. We also do have a bunch of black box theaters as well. And then this is the Furman Center for the Arts. This is opening in spring of 2021, and we're very, very excited. It's going to give a facelift to all of our fine arts facilities. So brand new recital halls, brand new black box theaters, brand new art and dance studios, practice rooms, classrooms, professor offices. Those are all going to be held in this building. And then internships, this is something that's very important. As you can see from both my background and this photo, this big brick building is our main building on campus, and we literally are located right downtown. So just because of this, you have a lot of opportunities right on your fingertips. It takes about 5 minutes to walk downtown, no matter where you are on campus. It's a really quick, enjoyable walk. Just because of that, you could really be interning year round from your freshman year. And we have an awesome career services center that will help you with your resume, they'll help you with your cover letter. They'll do mock interviews. They'll bring in companies from downtown to interview on campus quite often as well. They host career fairs and internship fairs, and they do take walk-ins, but I always just say make an appointment to be safe. And then study abroad, not sure if you have ever considered this, but we have 3 main different programs. One is your typical semester. You could go fall, spring, or summer. 2 is what we call a travel course. That's when you take your full course at UT and travel for 3 weeks after that course and finals are over. So an example of this is I had some friends that were marine biology majors when I went to UT. They took a travel course about the ecology of the Great Barrier Reef. They studied the Great Barrier Reef all semester. After finals were over, the first 3 weeks of summer, they went abroad and they scuba dived the Great Barrier Reef for 3 weeks with their other classmates and their professors. So we are always adding travel courses all the time, so definitely keep your eye out. That's great if you want to go abroad but aren't comfortable leaving for the full semester, or maybe you've gone abroad already and you want to go abroad again. We also do have something called a semester at sea. So that's exactly like Sweet Life on Deck. I'm not sure if you've ever seen it, but you live on a cruise ship for a full semester. You go to at least 8 to 10 different countries. When the boat's moving, that's when you're learning, but when the boat's docked, you're totally immersed in the other country's culture. Then love where you live and learn. We are really big on this. So we do have a Starbucks, as I mentioned, a Dairy Queen, and a Chick-fil-A all on campus and all on your meal plan. So you never really will go hungry. The city of Tampa itself is also a very foodie city. There's a lot of great restaurants within walking distance. So in terms of housing, first-year students are a priority when it comes to receiving on-campus housing. Your housing deposit and application must be submitted by May 1st, but it is also fully refundable up until May 1st. So that means if you do apply to the University of Tampa and you are accepted, but you're in between us and say another school, we always just say put down that deposit just to be safe. If you do change your mind, as long as you email your admissions counselor by May 1st, you can get your money back. But we do assign rooms based on the submission date of your housing application, which opens up after you put down your housing deposit. So that's why it's always good just to put down that deposit and fill out that application just in case and just to be safe if you are considering UT in another school. So in terms of transportation, there are no freshman vehicles allowed on campus, but there's a ton of other ways to get around. This photo right here is of the Tampa Bay Downtowner. It works just like Uber, except it's completely free. So as long as you're within 3 miles of downtown, you can pull up the Downtowner app, it'll come and it'll pick you up and it'll take you anywhere within 3 miles of downtown. They only have electric vehicles in their fleet. We also have zip cars that students could check out on campus. We have bikes that they can rent for free with your student ID, and we have water taxis if you prefer a more scenic route, and we also do have those electric scooters scattered all across the city as well. And these are our first year residence halls. These are all set up suite style, so that means there's one room, another room, and a bathroom connecting them in between. There is no communal bathroom for the whole floor anywhere on campus. All of our dorms are co-ed, all of our floors are co-ed, but you will never share a bathroom with someone of the opposite gender. So this is an example of a first year double room in McKay Hall. As you can see, there's 2 beds, 2 desks, 2 dressers, and then 2 armoires. You either will have an armoire or you'll have a closet. It just depends on the dorm that you're in. The sink is always going to be on the inside of your room. So that way, if your suite or your roommate is in the shower or using the bathroom, you could still brush your teeth and wash your hands. The only thing in the actual bathroom is going to be the shower and an area to hang your towels and your shower caddy. And then our upperclassmen residence halls are set up more apartment style. So a really common layout is 4 singles, common area, a bathroom, and a kitchen. And these are open for sophomores and above. So safety and security, this is something we take very seriously at UT. The city of Tampa is a very safe and urban environment, but we have a 24/7 security presence on UT's campus. We also do have a program through campus safety called Laser Team. That's where if you're studying late at the library and you don't want to walk back to your dorm alone, call Laser Team, they'll come pick you up and they'll take you home. And they do drive around in golf carts very similar to the ones pictured below. And like I said, they do run 24/7. So into our sports, so we do have a great fitness facility. It's over 40,000 square feet, and they did just update this within the past couple of years. There's fitness classes, group training, and a bunch of different research opportunities as well. The first floor is where you're going to find most of our cardio machines. We have treadmills, ellipticals, running machines, stair steppers. Second floor is where our weights and weight machines will be. We have an indoor cycling studio. We have a yoga and a bar studio. We have the Queen Extra CrossFit classes. They host kettlebell classes, barefoot bootcamp classes, Zumba classes, and on average have about 50 group classes a week. Then into our sports, we are an NCAA Division II school. All of our sports are D2 except our women's beach volleyball is actually Division I. We currently hold 18 NCAA national championship titles and 105 Sunshine State championship titles. Combined, we have 20 men's and women's NCAA sponsored sports, but if you are looking to play sport and you don't want the NCAA commitment, we have a ton of different options for you. I always think soccer is a good example of this. We have a D2 men's and women's soccer team. We also do have a club soccer team, and we also do have intramural soccer teams. So you oftentimes will find all 3 levels of competition within the sport between Division II sports, club sports, and intramural sports. So application deadlines, these are very important, and these are all non-binding, which means if you do apply to UT and you are accepted, you are not required to come by law. Our first deadline is a little less than a month from today, November 15th. You'll hear back no later than a month later. Early action 2 is January 15th. Again, no later than a month, you will hear back. And then regular decision is just in between January 15th and March 1st. The latest you'll hear back is by April 1st. So for a freshman, what we need from you is your official high school transcript. We do require your essay. A letter of recommendation is not required, but we always suggest that you submit at least one because we do read them. Then your test scores, but we are test optional if you are applying for summer of 21, fall of 21, or spring of 22. We do kind of take this a step further. If you do submit your test scores and you are applying for one of these incoming class years, then we will not even look at them. Your test scores do nothing for your application. If you are applying one of these years, they don't grant you any scholarships or anything like that. So there's really no need to send them in. And then if you are a transfer student, we need all your official college transcripts. We do need your high school transcript if you don't have your associate's degree, but we also do need your test scores if you have less than 17 college credits when you are applying. So into the cost for this current 2020 through 2021 school year, tuition and fees is about $30,800. Room and board is about $11,500. The total is about $42,400, but 97% of our students do receive financial aid. Your average aid package is going to be about $11,000, and we do have a great net price calculator on ut.edu. So our merit-based awards, you are automatically considered for one of these when you do apply to UT, and this is based off of your unweighted GPA and the rigor of your classes. So as an incoming freshman, you could get anywhere from $4,000 to $18,000 a year, and you'll get this all 4 years that you're at UT. It is important to note that we only determine this once at the time of acceptance. So if you do apply with one GPA and your GPA goes up the next semester, we're not going to go back and re-award you your merit-based award. What you're awarded when you're accepted is what you get for all 4 years. So graduation from UT is ultimately the goal. About 96% of our graduates report achieving success in their post-grad goals and plans, and that is our placement rate between jobs and also any type of professional school like grad school or med school. Last but not least, we are a very military-friendly school. We are a yellow ribbon school. We accept the post 9/11 doctrine. We have all branches of ROTC offered as well. If you do not already, I highly suggest that you follow us on social media. It's the easiest and fastest way to stay informed within the university. And we even do have a TikTok, and that is pretty fun. But at this point in time, I am going to open it up for any questions that you guys have. So if you do have any questions, feel free to ask it in the chat and I will answer them. Okay, so I did see one question about our Greek life. So it is important to note that we do have Greek life. About 21% of our students are involved in Greek life, but there is no Greek housing on campus. So it's really not a make it or break it thing. And that Greek life 21% number includes the social fraternities and sororities, also the multicultural and the academic ones as well. All right. I am seeing another question about clubs and organizations in general. As I did mention earlier in my presentation, we have over 200 and it's very easy to start a club if you do want to start one, but I'd say most of our student body is involved in at least something, which is why we describe them as active. And then I do see one last question about how close we are to the airport. So we're about 10 minutes from Tampa International Airport. It's a very, very quick drive, but there is no shuttle service in between the airport and UT. A lot of people Uber to the airport with their friends, Uber or Lyft. Odds are you're probably on the same flight as one of your friends that you will make. And I'm not seeing any more questions at this time, so I am going to stop sharing my screen.
All right. So I want to thank you so much for this presentation about the University of Tampa. I am a PACAC volunteer who actually recently relocated from Florida, so I can attest to the beauty of the area and the stunningness of those beaches in the Tampa Bay area. So thank you so much, Maxie Lou. I just have more housekeeping items for those of you who are in attendance today. When we close this webinar, there's going to be a very quick 4-question survey that will appear. If you'd kindly give us your feedback, we'd really appreciate to make these sessions even better as we move into our new virtual space. Again, if you're interested in more sessions, pacac.org/virtual will give you the complete list of sessions that are available. And the recording will also be available at pacac.org/virtual if you'd like to rewatch this presentation. And if you have questions, definitely reach out to the University of Tampa. Did you want to give your contact information, Maxie Lou, put out an email address or a way to reach out?
Sure. Do you want me, can I type it or do you want me to just?
I think just say it. The chat wouldn't be captured in
no problem. My email is mdunn, so M as in Mississippi, Dunn, D as in dog, U-N, N as in Nancy @ut.edu. So that's just mdunn, my first initial, my last name @ut.edu.
Easy as pie. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody for joining and have a great weekend.
Thank you.